Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you for another episode of the podcast. As you can see to my left or to my right, we've got a band tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us and that helps Silver Creek Revival and the other bands and artists that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. It's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear RAR. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Silver Creek Revival, all the way from Michigan.
Yes, sir. Having us, man.
Yeah.
So, I guess people consider you a Americana, folk, country, a little bit of rock and roll. What do you guys like to describe yourselves as?
I think that's pretty accurate. I'd say. So, yeah, I don't know. Alt country is kind of a good word too, but yeah, that's pretty accurate.
So we got to see you guys at South by Southwest this year at the San Jack Saloon, which I think is a great name for a bar. Fantastic venue too. That's only the second time I've been there. Your first time at South by, tell the audience what each one of you, what South by meant to you.
Well, I'd never been to Texas before. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It felt like I thought it would feel like. It looked how I thought it would look. It was really, made in my dreams.
Yeah, that's a crazy town. Austin, that's a crazy town. We got caught in a police standout at one point. Standoff. That was interesting. And no, it was a lot of fun. It's just there's bands everywhere, all kinds of different music, which is interesting and just definitely a nervous show for me for sure.
Yeah, go around the room. Go ahead. Yeah.
So Big Sky, that was my first time experiencing that. It's real. I don't think our sky's that big here. We just have a lot of trees and hills, we're like in the forest, so getting out in the open and being able to see so far. And for me, like the road time, it's such a long drive, but we had so much fun the whole time. I love traveling with these guys.
Dogg. Yeah, it was a dream come true for sure. I mean, we've been a band for 3 years. We've set goals, and getting to play South by this soon was super cool. Boxcar Entertainment hooked us up. It was amazing. A lot of cool Michigan bands out there. We had a lot of friends out there, so it was cool to get to hang with them outside of Michigan. And just what a vibe, man. Austin, super cool.
Yeah, I went to Austin for the first time the year before, and we didn't get to we played a few shows down there, me and one of my other buddies, and so getting to go back during South by Southwest was sweet. We missed it the year before. But yeah, like Sam said, it was just like really electric. There's just tons of music everywhere, and it was warm, which was awesome because it was cold here and winter sucks here. They're really bad. There's clouds like all year, so seeing some sunshine was really needed, and that made me feel happy.
It was cool being in a town, unlike kind of where we're at, which is kind of in the woods here, that everyone seems to be not on the same page, but at least kind of focusing on the music. There was like things going on every night, and then you have that in Michigan. We just kind of live off the beaten path, so it's fun to be amongst that. And then plus I got a big old Buc-ee's belt buckle. So did Rowdy here, and that's pretty much the highlight of the whole damn thing.
And Lone Star beer, my God.
True.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's not too
Good
bad.
stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, Buc-ee's is an institution. That was my 8th South by, and I've still not been to a Buc-ee's. So you guys got me. What did you think?
Damn, I think we stopped at like probably 4.
Something all that.
We're trying to put a Bucky's tour together. Bucky.
We don't do anything. We just go to them.
Yeah.
They're all Instagram moments, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny you said about the weather. It can be like in the 50s down there during South by, or it can be like, close to 90. Like it's a real range. And like, we've dealt with some really bad thunderstorms. We've dealt with hail. Like you get a little bit of everything down there. So we were really blessed with the weather that week this year.
Yeah,
It was awesome, dude.
yeah, it was great.
We got chased out of town by a pretty good storm, though. We had to stay an extra night in Texarkana
Which
on
was
the way
awesome.
home. Yeah, we had a blast. Texarkana is super cool too.
Yeah.
So did we eat any barbecue when we were there, or favorite taco spot?
Pete Terry's, dude.
Pete Terry's.
Pete Terry's is this like fast food chain only in Austin, and holy smokes, it's so good.
Yeah.
Damn, it's so good, and it's easy to order because there's not a bunch of stuff on the menu, and it's cheap.
We
Yeah,
had that
like-
for breakfast, didn't we? One of those days?
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah.
Is that where you got tiramisu?
No, that I got banana bread there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like a $5 burger, fry and drink.
Oh, yeah.
Unbeatable.
Can't beat that.
Oh,
So you guys, that was kind of though in the middle of a tour for you, right? Like you had after South by, how many more dates did you have?
We hit Memphis on our way home. There were supposed to be a few more shows, but logistically it did not work out with work and whatnot. So we had to,
Well, it came up pretty quick too.
yeah. And
South by.
when we found out we were going, we had like a few weeks to get ready for it and
And
figure it all
schedule
out.
and anything else,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So we played at a cool spot in Memphis called Ghost River Brewing, and we're planning on going back. There's a spot on Beale and a spot on Main, and that was awesome.
Doing a little grand opening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a great spot. But next time, we're planning on going out sooner and hitting New Orleans, probably
Nashville.
Nashville, Indiana, and Tennessee, and like making a tour out of it, a true tour out of it, and trying to turn it into a month instead of a week if
Yeah.
we can.
Have any of
Lot
you
of-
been to New Orleans?
What's that?
Have any of you been to New Orleans before?
In New Orleans. I love
Oh
New
yeah,
Orleans.
yeah,
Yeah.
favorite city.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never have. I'm itching to go. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I went, but it was a work trip, so it wasn't that cool.
Still cool. What do you have to be like a human statue and stuff?
Yeah. I'd be one of the
One of those
alligators.
tin men.
Yeah.
She was Elmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something about New Orleans when you walk through those streets, like there's just I don't know, it's just there's just something there. It's just it's amazing. The food's amazing.
Oh, music everywhere you go. Right as the music behind you is fading out, you hear it coming from the front again, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. So let's talk about the music scene in Michigan. Obviously not in your specific area, but like, you mentioned like there's, Michigan bands that attended South by, but like, what is the scene like and what are the venues? Talk about the venues that kind of support like bands like you guys.
We've been super lucky to play spots that want original music. Like we've never had to really do the cover band thing and go out and play a whole night of covers and win people over. We came out of the blocks playing 99.9% originals, couple tasty covers that we want to play, and we don't play typical covers either. So a lot of the spots up here are cool with that. Lake Ann Brewing is one of our favorite spots. Matt's got a great spot there. Yeah, he can. But we don't play a lot around Traverse City. I mean, we get
Not
out
so much.
Chicago and Wisconsin and Indiana and
But Grand Rapids got some great places.
Grand Rapids is amazing.
Tip Top Deluxe is great. They got
Yeah,
all
we go there
kinds
a
of
lot.
they got all kinds of little they kind of focus on like roots bands and stuff like that, but they're just original music is what they seem to be about. And so yeah, we're definitely it's a underappreciated scene here for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's so many amazing bands.
Yeah,
I mean,
There's
Awesome,
tons,
dude.
yeah, songwriters and yeah.
It's hard, I think, because our winters are so tough. Some of the venues are outdoors, so then they only operate during the summer season, which is like
It's definitely a season, yeah.
barely 3 months long. So it's very seasonal.
So you kind of have to pack your schedule around those 3 months. Is that kind of
Unless we
here?
drive south,
Yeah.
which Michigan being a giant peninsula, we have to drive, what, 4 hours to
Check it
get
out.
to get anywhere.
So how far is like Chicago or like Milwaukee then?
Chicago's 5 hours from us.
Yeah.
And since no one's done it yet, we're right here.
On the mint.
The Mint Map.
Yeah.
So trivia question.
Chicago's a great place. Sorry, Chicago's a great place because it's not too far, and there's always stuff there. We've been lucky to get and kind of become friends with a couple different
Yeah.
venues there. Yeah, Friendly Music's awesome, and so they're always ready to get at shows and whatnot, and that's definitely a great place to go.
Yeah, Montrose Saloon has been
Yeah.
amazing. Another spot that they have music every night, and it's all original stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
you see some amazing, amazing bands in there.
So you mentioned about covers. What are some of your favorite covers that you guys play?
Carry Me Carry by Dr. Hook.
Yeah.
2 bottles of wine, 2 more bottles of wine.
Sin City.
Yeah.
Honey Slider.
Honey
Oh, yeah, we
Slider, Hound
do a
Mouth.
Hound Mouth too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's that Tyler Childers doing?
Oh, that's old song. Yeah, we hit
Utah
Rock.
Phillips.
Yeah, Rock Salt and
Yeah.
Nails we like to do, and
We just
Little Feet.
basically
Willing.
play what we like,
Yeah.
which with 6 of us, there's a lot of, stuff influences to draw from.
We have a monstrous list of covers we'd like to do,
yeah.
but there just aren't enough, hours in the day.
Hours.
days in the
Yeah,
week.
we could easily fill like 4 hours, I think.
Yeah,
We like
covers.
could play.
If we could stop time.
It's hard to cut an original for a cover though. That's always the making set list. That's the problem. Like, oh, okay, what we need 10 songs. We've got 40 to choose from. What do we pick? We were just
Yeah.
making our set list tonight. We're playing down Corktown Festival in Detroit.
This will be our first time.
Friday night, our
in
first time down
Detroit.
there, and then the River Raisin Americana Fest in Monroe, and they're half-hour sets, and we're used to playing at least a couple hours, so trying to pare everything down to 6 tunes
That's
is
hard.
tough when
It's
you got a
so
lot of
hard.
gigs. Yeah.
Murder Your Darlings.
Yeah.
So do you kind of like have to kind of hit them with something hard like up front, like that first song or two, if you're only doing a 30-minute set? Or, what's your mindset then for that?
For me, those short sets, I like to, banger, banger, banger.
Yeah.
All bangers.
You know.
Yeah.
And I like to think they're all bangers, but definitely some of them
Not everybody
people
agrees
respond
with that.
to. Yeah. So we're like maybe like the lowest common denominator songs or something in a good way.
Yeah, the ones with the most like rhythm or like the most I gotcha. Yeah.
Widespread appeal.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Houndmouth connection because you mentioned about Honey Slider. Shane, like, what was the connection to make that happen for the new album?
We were all pretty big fans. We've been fans of those guys since they came out. We had seen them probably like 10 times, and I just noticed one day that Shane had left the band, and it was literally the day it happened, and it was all over Reddit. It was all over everything, and I just on a lark was like, I'm gonna email him and see if he'll produce our record. Just and did it. He emailed me back, said send me your stuff, and we sent him the stuff. And a month later, we were in New Albany at the Greenhouse recording with him, and he's our buddy. He's amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was like right away, kind of. You didn't get to feel it all like it was like I don't know, a money thing or just like a big time thing. It was just like friends immediately. It kind of felt like
Yeah.
we were just kind of all hanging out right away, and it was just like which
Yeah,
is a great environment for making a record.
Oh,
We had long sessions too, but it being in the greenhouse, which is a house, it's very comfortable. We like just time just flew by. It was like a time warp.
Yeah. Initially, we were just going to have him like maybe engineer and record there, in the studio aspect. And when he offered to like full on produce the record, we just kind of, these guys said,
three bottles
here's
of
our
Old
songs.
Forester later.
Yeah, like here's our songs. And we kind of just went with everything he wanted to do. We kind of agreed on that before we went.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna let him do his thing, and we're just gonna do it. And it was amazing. We learned a lot, and he's such a talented guy and such a great
Yeah,
guy.
he's an incredible recording engineer. He
Yeah.
has background in Foley. So I could see his mind working as far as like the tones he wanted to capture, and he's got a really great mic locker. So we did some really interesting techniques like on, is it Graceful, I think?
Yeah.
He told me use the room, right? So I'm like, all right. So I backed up. I was in the hallway because we were getting a room sound, that reverb in sort of the foyer area.
Mhm.
So I backed up probably 10 feet from the mic. And you can, if you listen close, you can hear I'm taking steps towards the microphone
Kind of walk hands back
as I
and
play that
forth.
solo. And it's just such a cool, like, it's just a cool audio trick. We had all kinds of those.
Yeah. And it was just it wasn't recorded in the way people typically record. We didn't do tracks. That album is, you know, the four of us in a room. I was from me to Ashley away from Sam with the drums. I had to play super quiet. Shane, I didn't even use sticks on the whole album, and I barely, you know, so we were that's a live record, you know, for the most
Yeah,
part.
like maybe
And
one track or two tracks is track.
yeah. We went back in and overdubbed some background vocals. Shane, there's a freaking 808 on one of the songs. Shane pulled out the 808 drum machine. There's a bass drop in one of the tunes, you know. So he went and put a little magic on it at the end, but that
It's
record's
mostly live in
90%
the room.
live in that living room of the greenhouse, and it was amazing.
And it was just like trying things, like you just like just try this, and it's like that's weird, but you just try it, and then you don't know, you know, and then like some things stick and some things
Mhm.
don't. And
Some of the
these
stuff
big
on the records,
records.
the first time we tried something
Yeah,
we wanted us to do with a song, and it's on the record.
remember that because he switched up the chord progression on one of the solos. I think
Yeah.
Double O Chevy. So when I was soloing over that progression, it was the first time I had played it in that way. And we, you know, there were a couple of takes. I don't know which one he used, but I'd never played it that way before.
So
I
how
didn't know what
many?
to expect with a producer. I kind of had an idea of what that would be like in my mind, and I wasn't necessarily excited for it.
Because before
But
then
he was so, yeah, before then we just kind of did it ourselves. But he was so like gentle and thoughtful and just really full of good ideas. Like not one bad idea from him, the whole series of weekends.
So how many songs did you guys come in with to the, for this album?
I think 9 or 8.
Yeah, I think we had 8, and actually 3 of those tunes, Graceful, House on the River, and Please Speak Plain, or no,
And Rainbow.
and Rainbows. 4 of those tunes weren't even written when we first went down there. We came back after our first trip down there, super inspired, and had rehearsal, and these guys each wrote these songs, and we're like, let's record these songs.
Yeah.
Shane hadn't even heard them. They didn't even exist. And so we went back down and recorded those 4 tunes, and yeah, pretty amazing.
Very inspired.
Yeah, super inspired.
So was it then trying to fit the other 5 songs around those 4, or was it kind of vice versa?
Not necessarily. They just fit.
just
They
kinda
just kind of
worked.
fit
Yeah.
with what we are.
Well, by that time, we kind of saw, we were kind of able to see the direction of the record,
Mhm.
and I think that kind of just inspired us to really just add on to that where we could all see it was going, you know.
And then, so we did Graceful, Dancing Patter, and Please Speak Plain as the singles. Was there a lot of discussion over like picking them as the singles?
Remembering back to that time, I feel like we were bouncing around between songs, but really like pretty much okay with whatever it was. You know, we finished that album and we were like, they're all good. Any of them will work.
I think we even ended up having Shane just pick them because we
I
didn't
think
want to
so,
pick.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it's definitely hard to choose, but
Yeah.
I think those are good choices.
Yeah. Did he talk a lot about like his time with Houndmouth when you guys recorded?
Barely at all,
Yeah,
really.
a few stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
As more, I guess the most what he talked about was kind of just different experiences, not so much just based off Houndmouth, but just kind of just musical experiences, and so that was definitely really cool to hear. But yeah, not a lot.
Yeah,
Is
we
there
didn't ask questions. He didn't offer. I mean, it was totally.
Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them, I think, like 3 or 4 times, and we just saw them. It was funny because they came to our town. Um, I think it was the Saturday night before we left for South by, so we got
All
to
right.
see them. Yeah, so
Did you see
they're-
that with Shane? Did you ever see him with Shane?
yes, yeah, and that's why I was like, man, like he's a badass drummer.
Yeah, they were. I mean, in my opinion, that band was amazing when it was the four of them right off the bat, and it's changed. It's definitely changed. Shane's missed. I think Shane's missed. They're still great.
Well,
They're
I mean,
amazing, but
he wrote and really produced a lot of their
yeah,
songs,
yeah.
which is kind of an unknown thing, but
Yeah, and I always forget her name. Who was the female that was
Hey,
in the band? Kate, right?
Cupid, yo.
So
Candy
yeah,
Candy.
at South by, we're at the Armadillo Den, and we are waiting to see this band that we, like came to see. And she's up on stage with her band, and they start doing Sedona. And I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
oh wow.
Whoa.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, I look at my girlfriend, I'm like, why are they doing Sedona? And then like after the show, like I started talking to her and she's like, yeah, I used to be in Houndmouth. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I am so sorry. But
Yeah.
nicest lady, but like I totally did not make the connection that she was in
Yeah.
Houndmouth. But
Yeah, she played right after us at Sandjack.
Sandjack. Yeah.
So we got to say hi to her real quick. Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
really?
Sounding great.
And caught their set too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Really cool.
Yeah, I guess that's a regular thing then for her then to come down to South by. Because that was like, I'm gonna guess that was before the pandemic that happened. So
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah.
yeah, so she's been coming down there for a while.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think they wrote "Good for You," their last record that Shane was on during COVID.
Yeah.
yeah, Make It to Midnight. Oh my God, that
That
song.
entire album is amazing.
Yeah, it really
Well,
is.
we were big fans of that band in particular because every member was a songwriter. And we kind of wanted to build around that idea
Similar, yeah.
where
Really,
each one
really,
of us are songwriters. And I think it makes for a really creative experience when we're working on producing music together.
yeah.
Well, and I guess Shane allowed that to kind of happen too, correct?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about being in a band with 6 people. Are there like, challenges, or is it kind of like smooth sailing all the time when we're on the road?
There's no room in the van to lay down. Unless you can get someone to lay on the floor, you lay on the seat. It's the challenge that I face.
We're
Lucky because we
starting-
all still get along.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no major conflict.
yeah. Yeah, Ashley and Hannah are really, really terrible divas.
We
So
have a lot of fun when we get together. It can be a little tricky to get together, us syncing up 6
That's
people
the only
live.
conflict. Yeah.
But once
Yeah.
we're together, it's great. I laugh like all the time, constantly.
These guys are so funny. It's
Yeah.
like ridiculous.
Yeah. We don't get anything done.
So do the boys kind of take care of you then when you guys are on the road then, ladies?
Yes.
Usually it's me, Sam, Rowdy sharing a twin bed at every hotel.
Yeah. That's not a lie.
And there's other beds in the room. We're just
They go, you can have 2 beds. We go, no, not necessary.
Pack them in.
Yeah. Sardines.
heard that.
So, so we start the band in 2021. Obviously nobody wants to talk about the pandemic because it was awful, but like, you know, what was the creative influence to start a band during that time when things were so like, up in the air, especially for the music business?
It was the tail end of 21, almost into 22. Ashley and Hannah and I were playing together in a band, like during COVID, like still even like sneaky gigs that
before
weren't
and
supposed to
during.
happen. Yeah, like kind of during. And
These bars,
we met Sam. We met Sam and we're like, we need to talk to this guy and
Coyote Crossing.
play with him out at Coyote Crossing, another great spot in Michigan that has
yeah,
amazing bands.
big
Shout out.
big.
And it just happened so fast. He was
We were
in high school still. He
yeah.
was friends with my son in high school, and we kind of almost waited till Sam was almost done with school.
Yeah,
And
shout out Gabe.
yeah. Shout out to Gabe. Thank you, Gabe. Thank you for Sam, Gabe. Within 2 weeks of Sam joining up and meeting us and us just starting to hang out and talk about doing this thing, he was in the studio recording his parts for the first album.
Yeah, in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so it all
I was
just
a little pissed.
We just been there like, all right, another take, throw some harmonies down.
We had to write
Play
down
that
lyrics
guitar.
for him. Yeah, so he could sing the harmonies to the choruses and whatnot. But he was a whiz kid. He was
Mhm.
amazing.
It was fantastic.
You still are though. You were then too.
and the rest is kind of a blur. I mean, it's been fast, man.
It has, yeah.
A lot of playing.
We just kind of been setting goals, and those goals just seem to work out
Yep.
every year.
We got some really big festivals right off the bat with, we were lucky enough to play Hoxeyville up here in Wheatland Bluegrass
It was
Festival.
a big one up here. Yeah.
We set those goals for like 5 years down the road and hit them in like two,
Yeah.
we just all kind of want it. We get along. It's fun.
Yeah.
So why not, play them all?
We play really crappy gigs too, like
Where?
the
Where?
the
Be specific. What venue is crappy?
side where there's like, we gotta make sure there's water and bring in your own PA. Those
They're just bar gigs, but those are fun too.
we sign up for that because we just love music so much.
That's definitely a challenge that comes with 6 people in a band is running our own sound at a lot of these places is crazy. Sound checking is hard.
Yeah.
Even sound checking with a sound guy sometimes can be a little challenging because we have a bunch of different instruments for different people and stuff. But
Kind of a sound guy's nightmare. You can see their faces are like, okay, so what all inputs do you guys
It's a
have?
mandolin.
This is saxophone, banjo,
People hate to
combo.
see banjo. Audio techs hate to see
Yeah, yeah.
banjo.
Everyone has.
I hate it.
But when we do have to do our own sound, it's Hannah who does it. So
Yeah.
you should see her. She's
Or
running
Sam
back and
Briggs.
forth.
Our
And
sound guy Sam
Sam
Briggs
Yeah,
too has
big
been
time.
amazing. He's been with us from the start. Our first gig was his first gig as a sound guy, and now he's Mr. Big Shot with
Yeah,
the
he
Accidentals and
rocks.
Eric Gales.
Gales,
He's
yeah.
out there killing
He's
it.
in Nashville right now, I
Is
think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Briggs, our sound guy, we were audio tech classmates together. So that's how we met.
So everybody then has a full-time job and balances then the musical life? Is that kind of how we're living?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
So-
now.
I mean, I guess what is the biggest, everybody always talks about, your work-life balance. Well, you guys have work life and then you have band life. So like how do we balance all of that and try and stay, sane?
I think band takes priority. I think
Yeah.
if we can help it, sometimes you can't help it,
Yeah.
but I can help it.
We all got it seems like we all got pretty cool jobs, and they're all they all understand the goals and what we're doing here, and they all seem to support
Supportive.
support the band
Very
and
much
stuff.
so.
So and because they get the drive and the they get it, seems to be, so it works out.
I have a daughter and no job, but I have a really supportive
That's a
guy at home
Yeah,
who
that's
gets
cool.
to kind of make his own schedule with his work. So we make it work.
Shout out
I'm in a
Josh.
trouble with
Josh.
It's me, Ashley, Josh. In a trouble.
I'm in there sometimes. Just Josh.
Don't knock it off.
Ashley's not there at all. Just
It's pretty much
It's just me and Josh.
Yeah, it's just Josh.
He's a good guy.
So
Except- okay.
living in Michigan, are we craft beer drinkers or are we like PBR and Old Mud? Like,
Miller Lite.
Miller
Lite.
Shout out Miller Lite.
Tequila.
Mostly tequila.
Mostly tequila.
We're
We're
being
tequila.
real.
Terramana tequila, shout out the Rock, dude.
Yeah.
Get that brand deal going.
Hey, Founders is good though. Founders good
Founders
stuff.
is good.
You know, Bells.
Shorts. We got a lot of breweries.
We got good stuff. Yeah, we got good stuff.
Yeah, Lake Ann beer is actually.
Lake Ann's great. Yeah.
The craft beer gives me too bad of hangovers, insanely heavy hangovers, terrible.
And then make those suckers like 8.5%. It's like, come on.
Miller Lite and tequila, man, I wake up feeling refreshed every day.
Right.
Ready to tackle the day.
Just shaking. We're so excited.
Oh, man.
that's the line of the night right there.
You cut that out.
So, and I guess, is weed legal then, or is weed not legal in Michigan?
Oh, she's legal.
It's legal.
It's illegal.
Yep.
No, fully,
No,
fully,
it's
fully legal.
Fully legal.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right.
Some of the fun out of it, kind of actually.
Yeah. We still smoke joints in alleys just for the thrill of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretend we're doing something bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like vaping is kind of just cheating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, now that it's legal, there aren't really like pass a joint circles anymore. Everybody's got their own contraption, and
Yeah.
you get high near each other, not really with each other, you know.
Yeah.
I miss
Yeah, I agree. You do miss that community part of it.
We go down to Indiana a decent amount and play down there,
And we don't smoke any weed.
and all those people say, "Oh, you're from Michigan. That's where we get our weed." But they still smoke joints in circles down there.
Or allegedly.
And we drive the speed
Don't
limit
say
too.
who.
So when Henry and Rowdy joined the band, and that's been within the past year, correct? Like, talk about how that changed the dynamic of the band, if it did at all.
It totally did. I mean, we went through how many bass players?
About to be 8.
We went through a few bass players. We're like the Spinal Tap of bass players. So really, like when Henry joined up, it was him and Hannah were sharing bass duties basically.
Yeah, that was fun for a little bit, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to play bass at all.
Yeah, we learned bass because we needed it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We made it work.
I think so.
It made our sound
It's a fun
bigger.
The
instrument.
sound guy loved having 2 basses up on stage. That Wheatland, Wheatland actually pulled it on. Yeah, we had a switcher to go
We're
between the
like,
two.
what is going on? I don't.
Yeah.
She plays a short scale because I'm like 8'2", 250 pounds.
7
And then we had played tons of shows with Rowdy because Rowdy has got his own
Rowdy
solo.
fingers.
Rowdy's
Fingers.
the man.
Fingers.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did
Rowdy.
a lot of shows together.
I think we were fans of Rowdy, and then we're like, one day Jack was like, I'm gonna ask Rowdy to be a bass player. I'm like, the fuck have we been doing?
Yeah.
Is that allowed?
And then one syringe to the neck. Dexter style. Here's Rowdy.
It's all worked out. I stay in the basement. They chain me up every night, so I can't leave. Help if anyone's out there.
Not a joke.
How's he man?
It's tough because you got to have someone that can play, someone that's musical, and someone you can get along with. As you can see,
Somebody with all their teeth is nice.
Sure.
so Rowdy's slumming it on bass with us, but we're loving it. We love it.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Do you think it helps to play in other bands when you're in a band that, like you guys, that's, trying to get to that next level?
What was the question?
Like, does it help? Do you feel like it helps you playing in other bands when you're in a band that's trying to get to that next level like you guys?
Like have other projects you're saying?
Correct.
Sure. I think we're all pretty.
I don't know. We don't
We're
except
so
for
We play a lot of bluegrass stuff, and Ashley sings on it, and so does Hannah. And we mess around.
We just play like with each other in
In our
different
own little thing,
combinations.
Yeah,
But Rowdy having his own,
yeah.
being a great songwriter in his own right it works because he gets the vision of the band and just kind of everybody writing songs and stuff, and so Rowdy understands that, and being his own songwriter, and so that definitely was only an additive thing to
Yeah.
the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes before a show, Rowdy will open up with a few of his songs, and that's always a treat. I always think like we're so smart
Yeah.
for bringing him on,
Yes.
because now we get to see like Rowdy shows all the time.
Yeah.
It's like those old, like when they had those like Taco Bell, McDonald's
Sure,
conjoined.
KFC collabs.
Oh, that's yeah.
Dude, yeah, yeah.
It's exactly like that.
AMW, KFC, what else we got?
All
Hush
great.
Puppies,
Yeah.
Long John Silver's.
Just a couple powerhouses.
You get it.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Rowdy's like a Hardee's and a Love's.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate Hardee's, dude. I don't like Hardee's.
Oh, come on, dude.
I want to be compared to that Bucky's Beaver.
Yeah.
You like the Bucky's Beaver, dude.
I need a lot like Bucky Beaver.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
So how do you guys feel about social media? Like, trying to, push that, to your fans. Like, do you guys take it seriously? Do you not take it seriously?
I think we all hate it, but we do it.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil, kind of.
We don't all do it.
I don't do
Right,
it.
Sam?
I don't do it at all.
Yeah, I can-
Sam just basically has a tin can with a string in it,
We all got one end.
and we all have one to get a hold of Sam.
Yeah.
He's got an owl.
Yeah.
That's
And I
so cool.
choose whether I will respond.
That's one thing that we're trying to get a little better at, I guess, is the whole social media game. But
Yeah.
Basically, every artist that I've ever talked to about it, they all hate it. It seems like, but
Yeah.
That's what makes the money
You
sometimes.
do a great job.
it's a good way to. It is a great way to reach out to a ton of people that aren't only in your community but elsewhere, and support other artists through it as well. So I mean,
Yeah, Rowdy's really good at it. Follow him on Instagram.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine at it.
He doesn't like Hardee's.
No, I do not.
Not hard to
Jeez, dude, I had Hardee's for the first time like a couple years ago with my buddy Jack, and it was the worst burger.
Yeah, Hardy's solid.
It was crazy bad.
Unless they want to give us money, then Hardy's is sweet.
Yeah, yeah. I'll give me free breakfast.
Yeah.
It's not good though. I mean,
No,
we could go an hour.
Pause the interview. You're gonna let us in.
Yeah, I don't get the hype of In-N-Out burgers because I've had
Yeah.
Whataburger, and Whataburger is so much better than In-N-Out burgers. Like, it's
Not
not
as good as
even
people.
close.
Culver's,
We've become
Midwest.
we're a Culver's band.
We're Culver's.
We're a Culver's
like I
band.
said.
My buddy juices Culver's pretty quick.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about me.
So a big topic that is, unfortunately kind of seeping into the music world, and I kind of want to get your guys' take on this, is AI and how it, basically can write a song for you. It can write lyrics for you. It can, basically, scrub your teeth for you. Like, what do you guys feel about AI, and how you feel like it's going to change music, if at all?
I hope it has nothing to do with music ever.
Yeah, I think it'd make music a lot shittier.
Yeah. I think it's terrifying for one, just as what it is, but I don't know, man.
It's kind of scary. I get on ChatGPT every once in a while and ask it to write a song like in the way of Townes Van Sant or Bob Dylan, and it always sucks. So
It'll get
it's like
good,
I
though.
check in and make sure that it still sucks, and then I say like, okay,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. But someday, yeah,
You gotta
it
get to it
probably
before
won't
it
suck
stops sucking.
someday.
There's really no need for it.
I mean, isn't it advantageous
Maybe.
in like the producing world because it can
Yeah, AI.
mix or whatever automatically?
There's some really fantastic tools in the audio tech world, and I'm not, that knowledgeable about it. But when it comes to things like analyzing an EQ spectrum,
Right.
it can be really helpful.
Menial tasks, maybe like things that take a lot of detail.
Once it
Yeah.
can roll joints, we're screwed.
Yeah.
Even then though, even those little things with production, I feel like are what make producers
true.
have their own sounds as well. I know one part of the music world that it takes on for sure is like album art, and like the visual artists that come along with the music world, and stuff like that is kind of weird. I know Billy Strings, had kind of an issue where he like put out a t-shirt that was AI and he didn't know it was,
I think a
but
fan sent to him or something.
yeah, and so there's stuff like that but I think generally musicians and artists alike would And I think the general population probably would appreciate music and art that's done from people,
Yeah.
as opposed to a computer over time. And so even if it has a heyday, I don't think it'll
You can always tell.
take over or anything like that. But
Might be nice for like Morgan Wallen or something. That might
Sure.
probably do a good one.
Ooh, roasted.
There are not many artists or bands that I dislike, and he is one of them. Like, he just irritates me. Like, he really does.
Preaching in the choir.
Pretty dislikable fella.
He really is. Like, if you get arrested in Nashville for doing what he did, like, you're a real jackass.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
So I want to talk about WYCE, which is the local radio station. Is that just in your area, or is that for basically the state of Michigan?
They're out of Grand Rapids, so they're south of us.
Okay.
You know, a couple hours. That's where Sam and Rowdy are living is in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, reach up here though.
It doesn't.
They just got added to an Interlochen
Okay.
show, so
Yeah.
they're expanding
growing,
for
yeah.
sure.
YCE's great, and John Sinkovic's at Local Spins is great. The stuff that guy does for local music
scene.
around Grand Rapids, and has been doing it for
It's kind of
20 years. You know,
it's like
it's-
a
it's
go-to resource.
awesome. Yeah, it's really
A
awesome.
lot of people listen online, like all over the world. They'll talk about that every once in a while, how many people listen in all these other countries and stuff. And so they'll have local artists. I've done back in the day. I've done interviews on YCE, and it's easy to get a hold of them and all that stuff. So yeah, they definitely do a lot for the local scene. Have those little award shows. They have a cool listening room in Grand Rapids where they have people play and stuff like that.
Yeah, we just did our first show there. It was really fun.
Yeah, what was that bar
A few
called?
weeks ago.
Speakeasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
cool spot.
And you were nominated, right, for Roots album, correct? For your last album.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did we win,
Well,
or what were the
they have
who
been-
was the other bands?
Oh shit.
The Honey Collective.
Mm-hmm.
Honey
No, the Wild Honey Collective.
Wow.
Wild Honey Collective.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. They
Yeah,
have
they're really cool.
really kind of a unique sound. Little throwback, like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young kind of thing.
It's amazing if you look at just the list of nominees for every category for the Jammies. That's the what they put on. You just realize how many amazing bands are in Michigan.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
You
the
look at it and
roster
like, I don't even care if we win just because we're in all this.
It's just
company.
about
Who
the scene,
cares?
yeah.
Some amazing music.
Was Nathan Walton nominated for that?
Yep.
He was.
Yep.
Nathan Walton and the Remedies.
In the
Yeah.
Roots section or just in general?
I think they were in the Roots section.
Bootstrap Boys are
Yeah,
awesome.
Bootstrap
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah.
So how long have they been doing this or this the nomination thing, the Jammies?
I think it's been going on for, I don't know, 10 years maybe.
Probably,
It's been
yeah.
going on for a
I thought
while.
I saw 2015 on the logo, but
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. Grand Rapids has always been cool there's been some cool bands that have come out of there.
It's like the gate to the up north. I
Yeah,
think. It's like the
kinda.
first real town with a real airport. Except for like Gaylord, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just a cool scene.
So what's Ann Arbor like? Like, what's University of
Arbor.
Michigan? What's that town like?
Oh, aside from the fact that the University of Michigan's there,
Oh,
snowy slants,
Go white.
go blue.
Okay, dude. None of us have gone to these
Yet.
Michigan State.
Ann Arbor's awesome.
Yeah,
Ann
it's-
Arbor's old. The architecture there is really cool, from what I remember last time I was there.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a better college town. I hate to say it. Than Lansing, except for Elder the Music is in East Lansing, so kind of negates the whole conversation.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Who has the better music scene?
Probably Ann Arbor.
Ann Arbor for
Right,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So I want to talk about.
For forever too.
Yeah.
So that's always-
Hash bash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mushrooms too.
Cocaine.
That's true.
Not true.
So for your live performances, if the audience has not picked up yet, because we really haven't touched on it yet, you guys all are multi-instrumentalists. You play multiple instruments during songs, during your set lists. When did that start? And how important do you feel like that is to the live experience?
I think it's always been like that
Yeah.
from the get-go.
It's more of just a hassle, but it's fun.
Well, our philosophy is kind of like what is right for this song. You know, Ashley and Sam are the main songwriters for this project, and they'll bring an idea to us and they're like, okay, what instrumentation works best for this song? And then we just grab those instruments.
Yeah, and then stuff changes, a bunch, and then
Mhm.
I don't know, we just end up landing on something that
We
we
play
think
some
pretty good.
country type stuff. So like I'm on the mandolin.
Yeah, Henry switched to
Hannah will play rhythm guitar, or she'll rip a saxophone solo if it's like a bluesy or country song. And then most of the album, I'm on piano. And what are you on, Hannah? A lot of saxophone still, right?
mostly.
Saxophone, there's a flute in there,
Yeah.
here and
And
there.
then we used to do the bass thing, but no. Every time Rowdy tries to put down the bass, we all hit him with something. So you can't leave.
You got to know his place.
Well, I would say like for the genre or multi-genres that you kind of cover, having a saxophone really does set you apart. Again, was that kind of by chance or was that just by choice or it just kind of happened? Was it organic?
I think it was organic.
Yeah, it's just a
Play,
saxophone
yeah,
player.
that's your thing. Yeah.
Mm.
She
They'll go
classes
off
us
each other on solos too, which is pretty cool. Like,
I, I think like we thought less about instrumentation and more about musicianship. I think when you're a fantastic musician like these guys are, it doesn't matter what instrument you pick up. You should hear Ashley play a kazoo. For example.
Well, we heard it on Mr. Apprehensive, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration for having a kazoo on that song?
Oh, I don't know. It's super badass.
Yeah, I think I just had it, and now it feels silly
There's
to
one right there.
to ever play a kazoo because Hannah has a saxophone. It's just but at the time when I first started playing it at shows, I was in a different band, and we just didn't really. We had like 3 guitar players and no soloists. It was one of those kind of hack. Yeah, so I thought, well, I guess I could play a kazoo solo.
Harmonica wasn't available, huh?
It is kind of the secondary harmonica.
Poor man's harmonica.
It's like you go past harmonica, past the jaw harp, and you get to the kazoo.
And if Ashley would have played both harmonica and banjo, she'd probably get kicked out of the band.
She's got one of those sticks with a white and red checkered bag on it, and she walks.
A bindle. That's a bindle.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what it's called. Technical term.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So yeah, the kazoo on Mr. Apprehensive, and I also want to talk about the song 17 Inches.
Oh yeah.
What was the inspiration for that song? Whose hair are we talking about?
I was on Reddit. I was on the RBI subreddit. That's like Reddit Bureau of Investigation. And a girl had posted that this really happened. She said, I met this man online. He said he'd pay me if I cut off my hair. So I did it and I took a video and he's like missing. He disappeared. And
That guy was
like,
me.
She was like, did I get scammed?
Here it is.
And the comments were like, yeah, a resounding yes,
So
you
weird,
got
man.
scammed. And so I wrote that song and I got a YouTube. I got my own YouTube and then I posted it on there and linked it to her. And I said, I hope this makes you
Good
feel
song.
better.
Did she respond?
Yeah, she did. And
No way.
it did make her feel better.
Oh.
That would make me feel better.
Yeah.
My best buddy Max, shout out Max, shout out Cadillac Dental. Is a big fan of our band, obviously, and
Max?
that song disturbs him so much that every time we're playing, he's like, "Are you guys supposed to 7 inches of hair? Because I need to go get a drink of water." So shout out that song, shout out Max.
Probably was him.
It might have been Max.
That's probably what it deserves. Sure.
Dental health professionals, that's the name of the brand.
So we've heard about how the latest album was produced and how that was put together. Let's talk about how your self-titled album, you put it out in July of 22. What was the process behind that? Was it everything self-done or how many songs did you have going in? Talk about that process.
That was when Sam first joined the band. We were in the process of recording Ashley's tunes for that album already, and Sam joined up. brought his 3 tunes to the table. We recorded with Patrick Niemisto up at Holy Wah Studios in, where is he, in Maple City?
City.
Maple City.
Patrick is an amazing guy. He fantastic musician. He was Hannah's professor in the audio tech course at NMC. So we were recording up in his little studio, and Sam came in, laid his tracks down, and Hannah basically mixed and mastered the whole album. From
Yeah,
that.
it
For credit, right?
Yeah, it was actually my final project for I was working on an associate's degree in audio engineering. I was working at the college at the time, so that I had a tuition benefit, free tuition, free classes basically. So I'm like, I'm gonna check this out and try this thing, and I loved it so much. So I wanted to, make something for a final project, and I think it kind of turned out okay. So we were like, let's go ahead and release this. So yeah, I mixed and mastered it.
Oh yeah.
And so what songs off that album were like got more listens than I guess that you thought maybe that didn't, or was there a song that surprised you that like your audience really, grappled?
I think
Oh, it's not?
Sweet Mary.
Oh, you're right. Sweet
Yeah,
Mary.
Sweet
Yeah,
Mary.
yeah.
We haven't played Sweet Mary in a couple years, maybe even. And
Yeah.
that song and Mr.
Good song.
Apprehensive, I think, get the most streams off that album.
Is that one we play now off that album?
Sunsets and
Sunsets?
Stars.
Yeah, Sunsets and Stars are really the
Sunsets and
only two off that album that we play a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to go back to some of them though. But it's hard, like we said, there's so many good songs. It's unless we play it for
We need 4-hour shows.
at minimum.
Well, you guys are coming out with new ones all the time, so it's like play that
Yeah.
one too and
Yeah.
figure that out.
Yeah, it's hard to fit them all in.
So let's talk about new music. Do we have anything that we're releasing that we can announce or that we can talk about?
Yeah, we're going down to Dogtown in Grand Rapids to record five
Yeah, we're
songs.
actually gonna record a couple covers this time. We're gonna do 3 originals and 2 covers. The Dogtown is the EP that we put out between the 2 albums. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to that. But Robbie at Dogtown Studios, they just
Yeah,
record cool live video and record it live in the studio, basically. And
he provides a really unique but helpful service to local musicians where he sets up cameras and can capture live video of performances because you need that to get booked. You've got to have live video, and it's really hard to capture. So having access to Dogtown, he's helped so many musicians because he puts out quality work. It's not, I don't think it's common to capture a live video that you can also like release.
High quality. Like
Yeah.
He does a great
He's
job.
got a gimbal and the whole 9 yards. It's a small room. Like his girlfriend and I were sitting in the back corner, and we were like sitting up on the couch with our feet touching the ground, so he could like move around. But it was really cool to watch from our perspective.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much, but then, he turns the lights off and all of these fancy little light bulbs all
And
over
it's
the
just the
room.
perfect
And
light.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a neat spot.
It's in this old Grand Rapids has a lot of like abandoned, I guess all the Midwest has a lot of abandoned like factory buildings. It's in this big old like tannery.
Yeah.
And it's just like this crazy place, kind of creepy place.
Uh-huh.
And it's just
Yeah.
in this room at the very top of this pretty much abandoned building.
There's like a metal
Yeah, we
band
got a
playing down
basement
the
or
road
something,
there.
didn't
Yeah,
we?
there's all kinds of
Yeah.
bodies
Yeah.
down there.
it's a
Fun.
great spot. So yeah, that's the plan, is that we're actually going there
Downtown.
Like this
next
fun.
Friday to go record these
That'll be fun.
songs. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll necessarily like release it on CD, maybe just stream it. I don't know.
That's with Nothing Blues on, right? The
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So let's talk about this spring tour. I mean, you guys are pretty much gone for an entire month, correct?
Yeah, we're going all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, what like in a week, pretty much. Well, like now, starting now, we pretty much don't have a weekend free.
Mhm.
13 weeks straight, I think, of shows on the weekends and some weekdays, Sunday gigs. And I think we have one weekend off, which is probably going to end up getting booked as well. And then we're hitting it all the way till October. We got another trip around the lake out to Wisconsin. We're heading up to Marquette. We're playing the Grand Marais Music Festival in Grand Marais, which is in the UP. Some more shows in Chicago.
Sweetwater, are we doing that or
Yeah,
no?
we're playing Sweetwater Studios in it's in Fort Wayne. On our way down to play in Brown County, Nashville, Indiana. There's a spot, the Brown County Inn, that we love to go play.
Yeah, best place ever.
Got a festival then the next weekend after that at Bill Monroe's Music Park in
Bean
Bean
Blossom.
Blossom, Indiana, which is cool. That's a legendary stage.
Yeah.
It's a legendary spot. A cool festival, Blue Plum Festival down in Johnson City, Tennessee. We're heading out to Buffalo for a show, Buffalo, New York. We're all over the place.
Nothing in the Mid-Atlantic yet.
Nothing yet.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Love to, though, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we want to
Need
get
a
out
bigger
there.
bus.
Yeah, that would be a haul from Michigan.
Yeah.
So, so then we got the tour and all. Yeah, you said, yeah, you're basically going until October. We've got new music. You got the Dogtown CD, or well, maybe CD that you're going to produce next week. You guys are going to be busy. This is nice to be able to chill probably for a night, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you chilling with me.
The next album too, and is starting to tentatively make plans for the next full album as well.
Okay. Sweet. So, we've done South by. Like, what is the next like festival that we would like to perform at?
Bonner would be cool.
Yeah. Coachella.
We've actually got some pretty big festivals on tap for next summer, ones that we submitted to this year, but we were a little too late. So that's something to definitely look forward to. I don't want to jinx it by naming any of them, but there's a few pretty cool ones. Just trying to hit other spots too. We definitely want to get down south to New Orleans. We'd like to weasel our way out west, go play out in California and come out your way. But logistically, it's all 6 people with 6 different full-time jobs and lives. It's kind of tough to do, but
Yeah, it seems like though you guys are you're figuring it out, right? I mean, somehow, some way, and
Gonna,
kind of let the music lead you, right?
Exactly.
yep.
Yeah. Well, guys, I appreciate it. I wish you all the best of luck. I hope and pray that you'll get to the Mid-Atlantic before South by next year or whatever festival we come see you at. But thank you so much for doing this interview. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thanks.
man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Guys, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us. That helps the bands like Silver Creek Revival. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear RAR. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dogg. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.